Hey everybody, this is Jac and Holly with Iconic Adventures, and we just got off the Disney Fantasy cruise ship. We had a week Caribbean cruise. It was fantastic. We're going to tell you all about it. We're going to review the different aspects of the cruise, from the ship to the itinerary, to the food, to the entertainment. We're going to tell you what we liked, what we didn't like. So before we jump into that, let me first invite you to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, comment on the video. It really helps a small channel out like us. Does not obligate you or cost you anything, and we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much in advance. And so Holly is going to get us kicked off with the embarkation disembarkation process. And so Holly, how did that go?
So I think it goes very smoothly with Disney. Probably my favorite part of the Disney cruise is arriving onto the property and coming around the bend and getting to see the boat, and it's sitting in the water. It's just welcoming you, and you feel the excitement in your heart. You see the excitement on your kids' eyes, and it's just really fun. So once you get into the terminal, there's a model ship. And then as you proceed down there, they actually stop the crowd and introduce family one by one as you get onto the boat. And that is super cool. The kids like it, and they just make a big deal about you coming. And so it really was a lot of fun, and we enjoy that. Once we get on the boat, the thing that we try to do is go get a bite to eat. And so we went to Cabanas, which is their buffet. They have a beautiful area for you to sit off the back of the boat and just enjoy the scenery. After that, we try to get our kids checked into the clubs. We also wanted to tour clubs because Disney has a kids area that's for ages like 3 to 11. And that area is just sensational. You really want to tour it, even if you don't have a kid. And so I feel like the Millennium Falcon is in there and all kinds of really cool stuff. So Woody's car, I mean, just really neat things to see. They had some characters in there. And once the boat starts sailing, you won't get access to that area anymore. So we went to the teen area, got our older daughter registered for that. After that, we unfortunately have to do the in-person muster drill on a Disney boat. It's probably something that they could work on, perhaps changing. A lot of the other cruise lines have already moved to a virtual muster drill, but it is kind of a bummer to have to stand there for a little bit of time, maybe about 10-15 minutes. They literally wait until every person comes and they're checking you off before they let the entire crowd go. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal because you're about to leave on the vacation of a lifetime. From there, we went and found our spot on the deck by the pool because that's where the sail away party is. And you do not want to miss this, no matter how tired you are, how hungry you are, how eager you are to get somewhere and do something different. You want to do this sail away party. It's a lot of fun. Just to fast forward to the end, for the disembarkation, I will say that probably Disney, this is another area they might be able to work on, is exiting the ship. It's a really long line, and it probably took about 45 minutes to get off the boat.
All right, thanks, Holly. So just to remind everybody, the online check-in process before the cruise, you really want to do that. For Disney, it's 30 days before the cruise starts. If you are a first-time cruiser on Disney, if you've cruised a few times, you get 3 days more. You get 33 days. That booking opens up midnight, and then the things you want to have handy so you're not waking your wife up in the middle of the night is you'll want a photo headshot of each person. You'll want your passport information, your credit card, and an emergency contact. That's all you need to have. Have that ready to go, log in at midnight, and you'll get the best time that you can based on how many cruises you've done on Disney before. All right, great job, Holly. So let's talk about the ship. So the Disney Fantasy, it's about a 4,000 at capacity. It started sailing in 2012. It looks amazing. 4,000 is a pretty good size ship, and so it's a pretty good size ship. There are bigger ships out there. There are smaller ships out there. I would say the Fantasy is somewhere in the middle to above average in capacity. Which means there is a lot to do on this ship. You have unique things on a Disney ship. In particular, Holly already mentioned the sail away party on the pool deck. They have other live shows on the pool deck. The unique thing about the pool deck on a Disney cruise is that they have the ability to cover both of the pools And so the entire pool deck is covered and available for a stage and for crowd and for dancing. And they really take full advantage of that. So the pirate show that they had was really, really great. You get to see Captain Jack Sparrow essentially fall off the top of the funnel. He's got a cable on, so Captain Jack was okay, but that, stuff like that is very, very cool. There's a real movie theater, very well decked out in kind of from the golden age of movie making with first run Disney movies. Another thing that they have is the characters are everywhere. So if you like the characters, if your kids like the characters, they literally are everywhere. Lines are typically going to be short. You're going to bump into them in the hallway. We bumped into Captain Mickey. We bumped into Donald on the jogging deck. We bumped into Pluto on the way to one of the kids' clubs. You'll get those opportunities that are really good memories for you and your family. So what else do you want to add about the ship, Holly?
I definitely like the running path. He mentioned that we ran into a character there. That was a lot of fun. You can also do shuffleboard there, and definitely love this ship and the layout of it. The cabin is probably one of my favorite parts of the ship. Disney, they just have really great options for families. They're very aware that you're putting a lot of people in a small space. And so the rooms are bigger than some of the other ships. We happen to have what was called the deluxe family ocean view. So we definitely appreciated this family ocean view. Disney has 2 bathrooms. I definitely appreciate that. It's not 2 toilets. They separate the toilet from the shower area. I love their shower. If you had small children, you could actually put them in a bath. It's circular. I think it's meant to kind of give the Disney Mickey Mouse face. There's a nice sitting area. It did have 2 nozzle options for the shower. It's a really great layout. And the other room is the toilet. And the toilet also has a sink and a mirror for someone to get ready. So we had 4 in our room, but it was 4 large bodies, right? Because our daughters are older. And so we had plenty of space. The closets, we had plenty of closet space. Underneath the bed is storage for, well, we had probably 5 suitcases. And so we had plenty of storage. We even threw some shoes and stuff under there as well. In addition to the closets, there's plenty of cabinetry, storage space. So we loved what we had there. The beds for the girls is in a separate kind of sitting area. Even though it's really just one rectangular space, they've orchestrated it such that, or designed it such that it's really easy to use. There's a curtain that comes between the girls' space and our space. Their beds, one was the sofa, became a single bed, and then the other dropped down from the ceiling. And so they enjoyed that. Every night, the attendant would come in, they would get our room made up in the morning and then tucked down at night for the girls. So I thought that was really great. Well, we love to decorate the door of our cabin, as do a lot of the other people, but I thought the cabin was great.
So moving on to the itinerary, where did we go? What port stops did we have? So this was a Caribbean cruise. When we've got our kids, and this is just the phase of life that we're at, we don't do a lot off the ship, especially with a ship like the Disney Fantasy with so many great things on board. We tend to stay on board. And so we did go to Cozumel, stayed on board, went to Grand Cayman, same thing. We stayed on the ship, had a great time. And then the third stop, which is typical in a Disney Caribbean cruise, is to go to their private island, Castaway Key in the Bahamas. Disney has done a great job with that private island. One of the things that's a little bit unique about Disney's private island is that they've done a conscious job to maintain a lot of the natural aspect of the island. And so, there's a lot of natural beauty. In addition to that, it's more spread out than some of the other private islands. And one of the things that allows you to do is really explore. So they actually have a 5K. Used to be a little bit more organized. Now it's kind of like on your own. But still, they have a marked out path. You can do the 5K, get a little medal to say, yay, I did it. And because it's so spread out, they've got bicycles to rent, and you can go explore. They've got a nature path. They've got a tower out in the middle of the nature area where you can climb up on the top and get some great views of the ship. The other things about Castaway Key that we really like, the beach areas are amazing. You won't find a rock on that beach. It's the sand is really soft. So the water slide is a little bit unique in that you do have to swim out to it. So you're not going to walk to the slide. So if you're going to do the water slide, you're going to have to swim a little bit, and that gives the kids a little bit of extra exercise, which is fun.
And it is deep. You do have to swim.
You do have to swim. It's not long, but it is going to be over a kid's and an adult's head for that matter. There's a really nice snorkeling area, so you can go snorkeling and do that, and it's a really large area that's roped off. They developed a rock area to act as a wave break, and so the water is very calm because of the rocks that are out there. You get off the ship where the food is amazing, and the food at the private island is not quite as good. And so that can be a little bit of a letdown. So just FYI, it's perfectly fine, but it's not as good as cabanas on the ship, and that's just the way it is. The adults have at the very far end of the island, there is, and Disney does not advertise this, there is an adult buffet where the food is a little bit better. Depending on when you hit that, it could have a long line. And so just be ready to deal with that. Holly, what do you want to add about the private island?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. We did see a wedding there while we were there. We asked, do we need to leave and not be in this area? And they're like, no. And so we got to watch the wedding and cheer the bride and groom on. The island is fabulous. You definitely want to go and enjoy your day. And you want to get off early. And they leave, golly, I think it was like 4 o'clock. It was pretty early, and so don't wait until noon to go out there, because there's definitely a full day's worth of stuff to do. The next thing that we want to move on to is the food. There's 3 main dining rooms, and you rotate those. So we were on a 6-day cruise, so we did 2 nights in each one, but it's not consecutive. So it's like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we definitely could not tell you which one was our favorite because they're all 3 so excellent. The first one I think is called the Royal Palace, and then the second is Animator's Palette, and the third is Enchanted Garden, I think. They're all unique. We definitely enjoyed that. Probably the neatest part about that, though, is that your waiter follows you every night. So they know you, they know what you like. They knew our kids by name. They came over and talked with them. They were super, super great. The quality of Disney's food, in my opinion, is a lot better than most any cruise line. Probably the biggest difference from the other cruise lines is they limit things like shrimp and crab and even lobster, and Disney doesn't. They do a really great job at making the top-notch menu items available regularly. There is, though, if you're thinking that you want something even more fancy than what I just mentioned, there are a few restaurants that are available. You have to pay for those. We did not do those, but the food on a Disney boat is not to be compared with anything else that I can think of.
Great job on the dining rooms, Holly. So if you're on the pool deck and you're looking for something quick and you don't want to go back to the buffet, you've got a few options. You've got Flo's Cafe. Flo's Cafe, one of the nice things about it is they've got 3 separate quick service spots in it. You've got a pizza spot that's Luigi's. You've got Tomato's Grill that has sandwiches and paninis and burgers. And then you've got one more option, which is going to have salads and fruit and wraps. And so you've got the different alternatives. All of them are super quick.
And right near there's the ice cream.
That's right.
If you want ice cream?
The ice cream is right around the corner from that. And so all of that's available on the pool deck. One other thing to note about Disney dining is that, and Holly mentioned that the main dining room in the evening is very good, and they put a lot of emphasis on it. And as a result, the buffet is not open in the evening. And that's completely unique to Disney Cruise Line. Your other main cruise lines like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian and Carnival, your buffet is going to be open in the evening. That is not the case on Disney. But you don't want to miss it. The main dining room is so good.
Flo's, I think, is open later. So if your kids are wanting to go back and do the water slide or watch a movie on the deck, they can go to Flo's.
Yeah, great point, Holly. So transitioning from food to entertainment, our 6-night cruise had 3 Broadway-style musicals, all of them really, really good. Everybody's familiar with Aladdin. In addition to that, you get Frozen. In Frozen, we even had an extra special treat where one of the special violinists, that's one of the entertainers on the ship, came in before the show and just popped up in one of the balconies and just gave us a little bit of solo concert before the show actually started, which was really, really great. The other entertainment venues that Disney has include the D Lounge. So the D Lounge is where you'll have a lot of your family activities, games, characters dancing with the kids. It's really a lot of fun. And for the adults, and this is unique to Disney, is they have almost all of their nightclubs all on one spot in the ship. For the Disney Fantasy, it's deck 4, it's at the rear of the ship, and it's a great way to have it secluded from the little kids. And so they really do a great job. And so in the evenings, this area is a no kids area, and they do.
And it is packed.
Without kids. Without kids. Right?
All the adults are like,
and
yep,
so
on
there's
there.
a variety of things to do back there. You've got O'Gill's, which is your Irish pub.
Football games are played there,
Yeah,
so a lot of people were there.
You've got La Piazza, which is your Italian-themed night spot where you're going to have some live entertainment. You've got Ooh La La, which is your French theme, where you're going to have some more classical music.
More sophisticated, less people.
Piano, this is true. So this is where you're going to have your violin player or your piano player. You've got the Tube, which is going to be more of your happening night spot with adult game shows or dancing. You're going to have your silent disco there in the Tube. And then you've got the Skyline Bar, which is going to be dark and quiet.
But probably one of my favorite, because when he says skyline, they literally rotate large city skylines. So I think we would be in London, and then a few minutes later we were in Paris. So that's really neat. Definitely want to pop your head in there, even if you don't stay in there for long. Stay long enough to see the different cities.
And finally, when it comes to Disney entertainment, you can't miss baby races.
Yes.
Baby races are unique to Disney. They have it in the atrium. The atrium, it's 3 levels. All 3 levels will be packed. It's just absolutely hysterical and a lot of good fun. And then also unique to Disney is fireworks at sea. Yeah. And so they'll have a live show. In our case, it was a pirate-themed show. And then after the pirate theme show, you've got the fireworks. So just a really great way to spend an evening. Really great fireworks show. It's fabulous. And so that's a Disney cruise. And so we're going to wrap up with what we liked and what we didn't like. And obviously we like a lot of stuff. We're going to mention first the things we didn't like. Again, we had a great time. And so any of the things that we didn't like, are things that are the way life is. Maybe Disney could do a little bit better. The disembarkation process was a little bit chaotic. I think it's understandable given the number of small children that are trying to get off the ship. One of the things we like to do is get a relaxed meal for breakfast, and then let the people who are hurrying to get off the ship and make a flight, let them get ahead of us, and then we'll get off the ship. That strategy did not work on the Disney Fantasy because none of those kids got up early, and they were all there, and it was jam-packed, and you'll definitely see that in the video clips. The adult pool, there is an adult pool area that's separated from kids. It's always crowded. It's always crowded, which is, it's a nice thing. You can see how popular it is. But if you think you're going to go to the adult pool and have a very, sort of private, relaxed time, that's not true. It's going to be crowded all the time. We mentioned the muster drill. We'd really like to see Disney do that virtually. The other cruise ships have done it, and it's fantastic, and it starts your cruise off on a little bit of a better note than being jammed shoulder to shoulder with 1,000 complete strangers. And what about you, Holly? What did you think?
So, the muster drill didn't annoy me quite as much as it probably annoyed other people. Definitely saw parents that were very eager to get done with it. Our kids are older, so, we just kind of made our way through it. There really weren't things that I didn't like about Disney. There's so many things that I like. The coffee shop every morning, so good. And they would make the design on there. So every morning I had a different design on my latte. The little spots where you could go to get away from crowds were really, really nice. Like I mentioned earlier, the walking path, golly, what was that? I don't know the name of it, but it's right beside the 2 fancy restaurants. That
The
area,
Meridian Bar.
Meridian Bar, it's not used during the daytime, and it's so beautiful. And so being able to go up there and sit and play games, or like I mentioned, there's the balcony areas to go and sit. The dining is so wonderful, just the different themes every night. And then the areas that are themed are super, super cool. So every part of Disney we enjoyed. I can tell you that my daughter definitely enjoyed the theater where you could go and watch newly released Disney movies. And the popcorn and the sodas. I mean, she had the time of her life there. The adult bars, and they really, don't think of them that, oh, I don't drink, so I don't need to go to that bar. It's the entertainment area in the evening. That was so much fun. They had games and they would just poke fun in a nice way of, how tired everyone was because they've been dealing with their kids all day. And it was just really, really fun.
Yeah, I think for me, in addition to everything that you said, the architectural and design details that they have just are really amazing. In addition to that, the artwork in the hallways that comes to life, right? So you've got a cute painting of Dumbo or Donald Duck, but if you get up close to it, then it starts animating. Little things like that, they're just everywhere in the ship. For the Halloween on the high seas, we had the pumpkin lighting and then the story for the pumpkin lighting, which was fantastic, and the kids absolutely loved it. So,
we
so
should
great
also
job.
point out that they do a really, everything is quality there. So this is a very, very heavy mug. You can buy this on your first day, and then you get refills in it. But it's a very nice quality cup, and so you don't have to wash it. You just bring your cup back up to the attendant. They give you a clean one, and then on the last day you can take one of them home. But we've enjoyed having this. It's a nice reminder of how much fun we had, and then also good for me to point out to him, hey, we want to do a Disney cruise again. So
all right, awesome job, Holly. Thank you for watching this review of the Disney Fantasy Caribbean Cruise. Again, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, and until next time, enjoy the adventure.